Hey everybody, wherever you're watching from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we're back with the Alchemist of Ars Magna to continue our playthrough. Last time we were, we managed to retrieve Namtar, but now we're up against Professor Johann, because Professor Johann wants to dissect Shin and Namtar. So, we're gonna see where this goes and see if we survive. And we were already in the middle of the story last time too, so we're just gonna pick up where we left off here. Next, the two headed to Miss Sonia's hospital room. They had to report the current situation while she was recuperating. Hey Spar. All is well. All is well in real life. Well, actually, all is well in my personal life and like here at home. I guess I can't really say the same in game or for the rest of the world. we're gonna be dealing with some academy politics this session because we're gonna have to deal with Professor Johann trying to get his hands on Shin and Namtar here. They had to report the current situation while she was recuperating. Shin explained what happened along with the future measures he was planning. To that, Miss Sonia looked apologetic. That's not true. It's thanks to you, we were able to make it this far. After what happened this time, I realized how much you have been supporting us all this time.
Shin-kun.
Leave it to us, and let your body heal. You'll keep the Harmonia College protected. Right, Arya? Arya sounded a little stiff as she followed.
問題は資格ですね。過信浄化に取り組むハルモニア派に好んで来てくれる錬金術師は期待できませんから。
I'm sure all goes smoothly, no issues will arise. Surely. Surely we'll be fine. Unfortunately, many think purifying heinous gods was impossible. It would be rare to find someone willing to cooperate with a college with an obsolete image. Hey Steel. Especially among high-class alchemists with a teaching permit. This means someone among us would have to get a permit. Why don't you just write a letter to Alberto's, man? Like, can't you get Alberto's back in?
それしかないでしょうね。そして、最も適任なのは、
Wait, are they... Okay, it's gonna be Arya, isn't it? Miss Sonia remained laying on the bed as she turned her head.
アリアさん、前回の話を蒸し返してしまいますが、やっぱり私はあなたがリーダーになるのが一番だと思います。
They're really going with the option of getting Arya to be the leader and getting her a teaching permit rather than... Why not just bring Alberto's back, bro?
資格を取るには厳しい審査があります。いくつかの試験に合格し、提出した学術論文を認められねばなりません。
She invented the version of the heart of bottle, right? Yeah, she did. She did actually. She's probably done other things too behind the scenes, like, or like even before Shin entered the academy. So.
ハルモニア派の皆さんの中で最も知識に秀で、その使い方を心得ているのはアリアさんです。現状、資格を持つのにふさわしいのはアリアさんだけだと思います。
That's true. The heart in a bottle that even impressed Master Albertus was inspired by Arya. Was it inspired or it's supposed to be invented, no? She made it. Not only did she have abundant knowledge in alchemy, she knows how to arrange it. Everyone would likely agree to that.
でもシンだって父さんの元で学んだし、賢者の石という特別な力を持ってるよね。
I mean, it's one thing having the Philosopher's Stone and having a special ability, but that's different from actually being able to manage and organize and lead, right? Like that's a different thing entirely.
リーダーなら私なんかよりシンの方がずっと適任だよ。シンくんの最地には確かに光るところがありますけど、まだまだ荒削りですからね。理論よりも感覚でこなしてしまう傾向が強いですし。
he just got right in front of him. Shin frowned, thinking of the points he couldn't deny. He's never really felt inconvenienced by his inability to verbalize his thoughts.
でも無理です。やっぱり私には。アリアさん、そんなに誇示するなんて何か引き受けられない事情でもあるんですか？
From experience, it's hard to manage people, especially if they don't want to work, right? Like leadership isn't just like being the best one on the job, right? It's also being the best one at interacting with everyone else. Which is like a different skill entirely.
それは。
Oh, there we go. I don't want to play games. Eat talk. Arya bit her lip and shook her head. Miss Sonia gave a small sigh at Arya's stubbornness.
アリアさん、私はただ知識に秀でているからというだけであなたを推薦しているわけではありませんよ。あなたならハルモニア派のみんなをまとめられると思ったから。それぞれの長所を生かして大きな結果を出せると思ったから。だからアリアさん、あなたにお願いしているんです。買いかぶりです。私にはそんなこと。
But Arya,
少し考えさせてくれないかな。ごめん。
cutting Shin off before he can continue, Arya turned away. She then quickly left the hospital room. Arya?
プレッシャーを与えてしまったようですね。本当ならじっくり考える時間をあげたいところですけど、私たちにはあまり時間がありません。シンくん、アリアさんのこと見ていてあげてくれませんか？
I plan to do so. I don't want Arya to take all the responsibility alone. Miss Sonia laid back down on the bed. She eased her posture and let out a huff. Shin placed the blanket back on her. I'll come back again.
よろしくお願いしますね、シンくん。
Shin nodded to Miss Sonia before leaving the room. Okay. I'm guessing this is how we enter her route? Probably? I'm gonna assume that's how we enter her route. Sorry, BL route. Who would be the BL route? Friend? Albert's gone. It would only be friend, no? Dog. Johan, obviously. Oh my god, bro. Bro. No, bro. Not like that. The Harmony College is shaken by the loss of Miss Sonia. Arya, who was expected to succeed her, disappeared with a head full of doubts. Yeah, I'm guessing this is how we enter. Although this is just story still. No combat or anything. With the deadline, the research of the heinous god purification required further progress. The Harmonia College members got together in the workshop daily as they did whatever they can for their research. But Shin had one concern. Is Arya not here again today?
ええ、 調べ物があると言っていたけど。
Celeste replied with a disheartening expression. She seemed concerned about Arya not showing up at the workshop much lately.
やっぱり資格のことで悩んでいるのかしら。私たちアリアに重荷を背負わせているのかもしれないわね。でも彼女がいないと。
Harmonia College can't continue, at least not in the way we are now. He didn't think Arya would be so distressed about it. To Shin, she was always a vivacious sister disciple. I'll have a talk with Arya.
私も行った方がいい？
No. Can we have some time alone to talk first?
待ってるって伝えてほしいの。あまり抱え込まないでって。
Yeah, got it. He waved at the two before leaving the workshop. Searching for Arya, Shin arrived at the library. After a quick gander, he didn't find her in the area. Shin turned to search the back shelves as well. Oh. The moment he turned the corner, he nearly bumped into the person coming from the other side. Shin quickly reached out and tried to catch the books the other person was holding. To show results they need to successfully demonstrate purification, they need to capture one then. Well, technically they already have one. They have Namtar, right? So if it works on Namtar, then it will probably work on anything else. Any other Ash Demons. And any other heinous gods. At least I think that's what the plan is gonna be. Though I guess they would need to test it on like an Ash Demon first. But they basically have like the best test case just sitting there in Namtar. Oh, hey friend. Carrying all those books seems really tough.
姉さんに頼まれてて助かりました。
King of friend. Speak of the devil, huh? No problem. By the way, have you seen Arya?
アリアさんですか。そういえばさっき出ていくのを見かけましたよ。
So she already left the library. Thanks, friend. I'll see you around. After thanking friend, Shin tried to take his leave.
シンさん、ハルモニア派が今大変な状況だって。
Yeah, I suppose you heard of it already. He paused and honestly admitted. We are in some trouble, but we haven't given up yet. We're joining forces for that and progressing our research.
でも追い詰めてるのはヨハン教授だって。それにソニア教授を負傷させたのも僕たちのドールで。
Are you concerned by any chance? Ren hesitantly turned his gaze away. Shin smiled before placing his hand on friend's head. Don't worry, we won't end here. We're going to make a presentation that'll blow the whole college away.
はい、僕応援してますから。姉さんもこんな形でライバルが去るとは望んでいないようでした。教授の手前、表立っては言えないみたいですけど。
That's more than enough. If you guys at least think that way, it's encouraging enough. Shin smiled at friend and took his leave. He felt compelled to tell Arya that there were people who wanted the Harmonia College to stay. There's no way. That other college that got kicked out definitely blew it away. It was hard to find Arya. Shin walked all over the academy in search of her. Just as he was about to give up and go back to his room, Shin finally spotted her in one of the dormitory wings. Arya.
シン、よかった。さっき部屋を覗いたんだけどいなくって。
Oh, you were looking for me too?
うん。実は話があって。
About the permit? Arya silently nodded. Let's move somewhere else. From her serious expression, Shin made a suggestion. He wondered where they should talk, but he ended up inviting Arya to his room. Oh, okay. No one would listen in on their conversation, and he figured she can talk more casually here.
考えたんだけどね。
The moment upon entering, Arya began to speak.
父さんにお願いするのはどうかな。
That's what I've been saying the entire time. Like, they didn't have to get a permit. They could have just gotten Alberto's. Like, surely Alberto's is like aligned with them for the most part, so they can just bring him back in. Ask Master? That was an unexpected proposal. Shin reflexively leaned forth.
三賢人って呼ばれてる父さんなら主として申し分ないでしょ。それにハルモニア派の考えとかやり方もよく分かってくれるはずだし。
But would Master come out to the central capital?
それはちゃんと事情を話して分かってもらうよ。ハルモニア派がピンチだって知れば協力してくれるよ、きっと。
Still, Shin was confused. It certainly did seem like a good idea to appoint Master Albertos. With Master around, Professor Johann wouldn't be able to act harshly. He would also be able to provide useful advice for the research on the heinous god purification. But this is strange. It's not like you, Arya. Shin couldn't help but comment. He felt a small gasp from Arya. You know how you wanted to become independent from our master? So you came all the way out to the academy. Wouldn't it be weird to rely on the master now? Oh right, that was why she went to the academy instead of just staying.
でもこの場合しょうがないでしょ。ハルモニア派のこれからがかかってるんだから。
That's why we should work hard together, shouldn't we? If there's nothing we can do, we can rely on him, but right now we still have a choice. The academy allowed them to continue working as long as they had a supervisor with a teaching permit. Shin also thought it was hard to believe that Arya couldn't do it.
わからないよ。
Arya? To her mutter, Shin furrowed his brows. That was when Arya's emotions exploded.
シンにはわからないよ。急にリーダーなんて言われて、私がどれだけ悩んでいるかなんて。私にはできない。父さんのように導いたり、ソニア先生のように見守ったりなんてできないの。
Oh no, they need some civilian funds, so need stage would work better.
怖いんだよ。私の失敗でシンやエンリちゃんやセレスや大切な人が犠牲になるかもしれない。命を落とすかも。そう考えると震えてくるの。私今まで好きなように錬金術を学んできたから、どんなポカしてもミスがあっても父さんや先生が助けてくれた。でもリーダーを引き受けたらもう失敗はできない。私のせいで全部台無しになっちゃう。そんなの。
Arya. Shin impulsively hugged Arya, who was distraught.
いや、話してよ。やめて。
Don't worry, I understand how you feel.
嘘。死になんかわからないんだから。
If only some CEOs were thinking that way. True. Truth. Truth nuke, bro. No, I understand. I failed countless times myself, and each time Master would help me out. Master Albertos was a sage, also known as Albertos of the Foghorn. Like a horn guiding wanderers, he guided alchemists in training with his theories, words, and his virtue. As for Miss Sonia, she seemed unreliable at times, but she always protected Shin and the others. It's only when they leave your hands you realize the importance of a mentor's existence. Also, I feel like the way you are lonely now is the same way I was last year.
去年って
When my annoying sister disciple left for the capital. Still holding Arya in his arms, he patted her back gently. When I was first taken in by my master, you used to comfort me like this. Thanks to you, I was able to get back on my feet. I kept going after you and aimed to become an alchemist.
シン
Arya gradually raised her face. She nodded as he gazed into her teary eyes. Master and Miss Sonia are amazing people. It's probably hard to imitate them, but I think you can keep the Harmonia College together in your own way.
私らしいやり方
I know you can do it, Arya.
失敗して取り返しのつかないことになったら
If that happens, I'll do my best to back you up. I promise I won't make you take responsibility all by yourself. Shin emphasized his words. Arya should be free to work as she felt fit. Shin and the others would support her. It would be nice to have that sort of leadership. At least that was what Shin thought. Hey, can't give Bandy. Since the romance route, yep. This is probably the opportunity to go into her route. Don't worry. I'll support you, Arya.
本当に
I promise. Oh wait, we didn't even get. Wait, so unlike Celis, where we have like an option, here he just goes for it. What the? That said, Shin planted a kiss on Arya's forehead. It was the same gesture Arya did to Shin when they were children. Arya's cheeks flushed as she gazed up at Shin with dreamy eyes.
あの頃とは立場が逆になっちゃった
I have a feeling there was a cutscene there. that was incredibly abrupt. Wait. I feel like that was abruptly cut. Oh man. Better get your own copy of the game with the R18 patch installed. Oh man. Okay, contract with Namtar. When Shin went to visit Miss Sonia's hospital room, she just finished her breakfast. Noticing Shin, she turned with a smile.
アリアさんが資格に挑むことになったそうですね
You knew?
昨夜彼女自身が報告してくれました少しの間だけ私にハルモニア派を預けてくださいと
Oh. So after they had their thing at night, she immediately went to Miss Sonia after? Okay. I see. There was no concern in Miss Sonia's face. She looked chipper as if her worries were gone.
アリアさんがやる気になってくれてよかったですシンくんのおかげですね
What did Arya say?
それは秘密ですアリアさんに念を押されましたから
Now I want to know. Jin felt somewhat awkward seeing Sonia's thoughtful smile. He hoped Arya didn't say anything unnecessary.
実は昨日精密検査がありました
A checkup? Miss Sonia suddenly changed the subject. When Shin asked back, she nodded with a peculiar expression.
採取した血液から基準値を超えるダストの残留反応が検出されたそうです
That's...
安心してください幸い腎化のリスクは低いと見られています投薬と療養によって分解できる量だと
Still, Albert's face flashed in Shin's mind. Going to the Ore battlefront many times as a guard, he was suffering from serious corrosion disease. In the end, he gave up his life to save Shin. Miss Sonia, maybe this was caused because of me.
それは違いますよ。これは私の意志で、私が決めた結果です。シン君が気にすることではありません。うぬぼれないで。それに私は、このまま引退するつもりもありません。必ず元気になって復帰するつもりです。
Crap. The pause is so long.
それに私はこのまま引退するつもりもありません。必ず元気になって復帰するつもりです。けれど、それには少しだけ時間がかかってしまうから。
Miss Sonia said that much before her expression turned soft. Dust remaining in the body weakens the immune system. Therefore, it would take longer for wounds to heal and strength to return. Henry's treatment was almost divine, but this could not be helped. It's not that I like to skip her voice lines, it's that her pauses in between her lines are like so long. It makes me think that she's done, and then I click, and then it's like, oh, she was about to say something else. Like, crap. I think it only happens because she's the one who has like the longest pauses. Probably.
アリアさんがやる気になってくれてよかった。それに、シン君やセレスさん、エンリさん、皆さんなら安心してハルモニア派を任せることができます。
Alright, we'll protect the college during your absence. We'll support Arya and keep the Harmonia College alive.
信じていますよ、シン君。
Sonia looked at Shin directly and nodded.
それから、
Yes?
マルチナさんですが、あまり気にしないように伝えてあげてください。
Oh, did Martina come to to visit Sonia also? Did something happen with her?
この間、見舞いの花束をくださったでしょ。実は、そこに手紙が入っていて、私がドールに攻撃されたことを気に病んでいたようでした。心から申し訳ない。本来ドールは人を傷つけるものではないと。
Is that so? Her attitude around them seemed the same, but perhaps she was worried behind the scenes. The dolls she put so much effort into hurt a person. There was no way she can be at ease after that. I understand. When I see Martina next time, I'll vaguely talk to her about it. Does Swarut exists? Imagine?
お願いします。それにしても、あの新型ドール、少し気がかりですね。
The new type. That was surely on a different level from the previous dolls.
性能だけではありません。あのドール、何か異質な感じがするんです。口ではうまく説明しにくいのですが。
It really moves with flexibility to the point it's creepy. Shin thought about the movements of the new type he saw at the Valley of the Roaring Winds. The turn of events led them to a fight, but the new type doll was like a fighting professional that can read Shin's moves in advance. Yon could even observe an experiment with a kidney song drink for us to other people. Bro! If they are on our side, it seems helpful, but if we had to fight the dolls, that'd be terrifying. Can you imagine the freaking cuck chair and examination table, bro? Like, what the fuck? Oh.
気をつけてくださいね、シン君。ヨハン教授は賢者の石に執着しているようですし。
The flash is right. Oh yeah, sorry. That's just the game. I can't do anything about that. The game always has these transitions where it just flashbangs you. Yes, I understand. He wanted to find out more about the dolls, but he can't leave out Arya's teaching permit and studies to purify heinous gods. Shin decided to keep the new type doll in the back of his mind. Well, Miss Sonia, I'll come by again.
そんなに気を使わなくて大丈夫ですよ。今のシンくんたちにはやらなくてはいけないことがいっぱいあるでしょ。
I'm sorry. I'll sneak in sometime to say hi. Please take care of your body in the meantime. Bidding farewell to the happy-looking Miss Sonia, Shin left the hospital room. In the afternoon, the group was in the empty self-study room. Arya had to obtain a teaching permit, so she was preparing for that. Oh shit. I got more the flashbang. Currently, along the long table were Shin, Arya, and Celes, who were sitting together.
採点が終わったのだわ。
Looking at the three of them, Henry was scared to tell the results.
アリア378点、シン249点、セレス212点なの。合格ラインには届かなかったか。
Having such a point difference.
得意分野以外は全然だったわ。
To Henry's announcement, the three were showing different reactions. That was a mock exam created from past tests. Arya was taking the test, but Shin and Celes also tried to do the same. So the passing score for the teaching permit is 400 points out of 500. Arya was at 378 points. While she didn't reach it just now, it was close to the target score. 378 out of 500 for a teaching permit. 400 is the minimum? Hmm.
シンは公式が自己流すぎるの。でもちゃんと勉強すれば伸びしろはあると思うわ。
Lectures aren't my forte.
セレスは問題を解くのに時間をかけすぎなの。後半は当てずっぽうが多かったでしょ。逆にそれでこの正答率はすごいけど。今日は直感が冴えていたわね。
Celes appeared confident and proud. Henry looked shocked and shook her head in dismay. That's not
やっぱりアリアに頑張ってもらうしかないみたいだわ。
Oh, well, if we go at this rate, she should be able to do it.
一応室長を引き受けるか悩んでた時も資格の勉強はしていたから。
So that's why you were in the library last time. Arya has the advantage of being in the academy a year before Shin. On top of that, her effort must have reflected on her performance. There were no signs of anxiety on her expression as she prepares for the exam.
だけど資格を取るには試験に合格するだけでは足りないわ。
Yeah, you'd need to submit your academic thesis.
よほど優れたものでないと学長や教授たちに認められない。特にアリアは経歴も年齢的にもまだ若いから。
You just have the heart in a bottle, no? Celes must have researched about the permit and brought up her concerns.
そのことだったら大丈夫。私考えがあるの。
You already have a topic for your thesis?
私に抜かりはないよ。ヨハン教授だって飛び上がるようなネタをもう考えてあるんだから。
My plan is the sum of governing exam results. The results sums up to max 400 points if one wants to get into university. Oh, the universities check the national exam too? Wait, so you guys like have a national exam and then... Something like that? Oh, interesting. I'm not sure if the national exam here counts for university at all. I don't think it does, because I don't remember ever having to submit the results of that. For university. Interesting. Arya pointed her finger with confidence. Her eyes were filled with a sense of challenge as she looked at Chin. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this. I bet Arya is going to say something crazy.
シン、ナムタルちゃんのことだけど、彼女と契約してみるつもりはない？
A contract?
そう。ジューマや送信に対してと同じように、カイマと契約関係を結ぶの。その理論と実践が私の論文テーマよ。
Dude, this is literally aligning with the other dude who got expelled. Like, bro, what? What do you mean? Huh? Everyone's voices echoed in the empty lecture hall. In the end, Arya urged everyone and decided to move to the workshop instead. What's happened to the reluctance she was showing in the past few days? Now, Arya seems to be fully motivated. Sounds a bit sus. Yeah, because like you weren't here when those events happened, but like a few story stages or a few story chapters ago, there was another college. There was another college where the lead professor was, where the lead professor's like main focus is like rather than try to delay, or it was they were trying to evolve humanity to be able to survive the dust instead. So they had like artificial ash demon. I think it was like artificial ash demons. That was like their thing. But after an incident, they were kicked out. And like the incident wasn't even because of what they were doing. It was like someone else was sabotaging them. Or it's implied that they were being sabotaged, rather. I get what you're saying. Since she has intelligence and a goal, it may be possible to form a contract with her. I can see how the theory of using the contracting method for gods could be applied.
シンは一度ナムタルちゃんから力を借りてるからね。
Arya casually referred to the ash demon inside the cocoon laying on the workshop bed. And there's a lot of plot. You can watch back my VODs. I still have the VODs all the way to the start on my channel, so you can just check that out whenever you're free.
ソニアが負傷した時のことね。シンが賢者の石から力を引き出した。
Yeah, that time my conscience connected with Namtar's. That was how I was able to come up with a new way of using the Philosopher's Stone. He used the resources from the dust to let it out. That was what saved Miss Sonia's life.
その場面、私は直接見たわけじゃないけど、シンとナムタルちゃんとの間で仮契約が行われたと解釈しているの。
You really have to watch all of it. I don't think you have to be a weird person to watch all of it. If you just want to watch all of it, just watch all of it, man. You know? I also go back to my favorite streamers' previous streams sometimes if I feel like it. Just because I wanted to watch something, you know?
つまり同じ方法で今度はシンからナムタルに干渉すれば。そう、ナムタルちゃんと契約を結ぶことができる。ダストを与える以外の方法で息を吹き返すことも、彼女から詳しい話を聞き出すことだってできるわ。すごいことを考えたわね、アリア。カイマと契約なんてこれまでどんな錬金術師も思いつかなかったはずよ。
I mean, to be fair, no one would probably think that when the ash demon is running at you trying to kill you.
だからこそ成功すれば大反響間違いなしなの。資格の論文としてはこれ以上ないテーマなのだわ。
But if it fails, they won't even put her under consideration. For Arya, this must be a huge gamble. Without any successful leads on He is God purification, there are limited amounts of concrete themes that can be written by the deadline.
シン、この試みが成功するかはあなたにかかってるわ。リスキーなのは分かってる。でも
I was the one who said I would support you. Don't worry. Believe me. I believe in you too.
シン、
I can't let this fail, but I can't fear failure either. Shin placed his hand on his chest where his Philosopher's Stone was. While feeling nervous, he turned to the cocoon on the bed.
準備はいい？シンの心が決まったら始めよう。
We can start anytime. I want to form a contract with Namtar too. Shin focused as he quietly activated the Philosopher's Stone. He recalled the spell he used when communicating with Namtar previously and raised his hand up.
眉の糸をほどくの。
Say less about the gamble, I do it for free. Henry stepped forward and began to remove the seal on the cocoon. Namtar's body was revealed. She continued to lie down and did not move. The color of her skin was almost deathly. Anna. He muttered his sister's name inside of him. Whether Namtar and his sister were related or just happened to look alike, to confirm that he needed to ask her. Hear the sounds of my beating heart. Awaken, Namtar. Shin poured in clear energy in her core, the Philosopher's Stone. Her slender limbs twitched once. The unique color of blood and life appeared on the pale ash demon skin. Oh.
これは
So, is that why she's not pale on the cover art?
綺麗。まるで命の火が灯るみたい。目覚めたわ。
Yeah, she doesn't have the ash demon color anymore. Namtar sat up as her eyes wandered throughout the area. Perhaps she wasn't fully awake. She moved slowly. Namtar, can you tell who I am? Resonating with each other using the Philosopher's Stone. Your dust is almost depleted and only this resonance is keeping you conscious. Namtar narrowed her eyes as she looked at Shin and tilted her head.
シン、もっとわかりやすい言葉で話さないとダメなのだわ。
Okay. Shin thought about how to explain it, then unbuttoned his shirt. He showed the faint light emitting from the Philosopher's Stone to Namtar. You see? We're the same. I have the Philosopher's Stone in my chest.
同じ。
Namtar's eyes were glued to Shin's chest. From there, she raised her head and observed Shin's expression.
姫は
Eh?
姫も一緒か。賢者の石一緒なら。
アスタルテに与えられた使命のことを言ってるの？
Enri leaned forth. Namtar looked surprised for a moment, but as if she noticed something, she stared at Enri.
前にもあった。何か似ている。
そう、私もアスタルテに生み出された眷属、あなたと一緒なの。
Enri spoke up with nervousness in her tone. got another file. That's what you're that's what you're concerned about? Henry was the god Astarte's kin, while Namtar was the kin of the eclipsed heinous god Astarte. Oh. Wait, so Henry was made before Astarte supposedly eclipsed, while Namtar was after? How do they know that? The others watched while holding their breath as Henry and Namtar examined each other.
教えて、あなたに与えられた使命は？使命。頭の中に声がした。ナモタラは賢者の石を完成させる存在。
That was why Namtar was created, in mission.
だったら私も。
Henry looked at her hands and stared blankly. She was continuously searching for the mission she lost. Of course, Namtar and Henry's mission may not be the same, but having been created by the same god and entrusted with the Philosopher's Stone, it was hard to believe things weren't somewhat related. Shin gently placed his hand on Henry's shoulder. Looks like we took another step forward, Henry.
Shin.
To complete the Philosopher's Stone, but that also means that the current Philosopher's Stone isn't complete. The key may be there. Henry's expression turned serious.
使命は果たさなきゃいけないから。お前は違うのか。
Astarte's mission, huh?
シン、ここが肝心だよ。
Turning around at her voice, Shin noticed Arya staring at him looking nervous.
ダストと切り離されたからか、彼女は落ち着いているように見えるわ。今なら契約を持ちかけることもできるかも。彼女が強く望んでいるのは使命を果たすこと。契約を結ぶにはその意思を汲み取ってあげなくちゃ。
I see. Shin remembered forming a contract with God. What was important was the offering and understanding the other's purpose. In Namtar's case, the offering would be the Philosopher's Stone and to respect her will to accomplish her mission. There can be no lies in the content. For the sake of her honesty, Shin chose his words sincerely. Ash Demon, Namtar, I wish to form a contract with you.
契約？
To complete the Philosopher's Stone. I don't know how that the results will be. But we are seeking the truth too. If we can work together for that, I want to be friends with you. He was hesitant, referring Namtar, who looked like his sister, as a friend, but Shin decided to offer his hand to Namtar.
友達。
Would you take my hand? You may be an ash demon, but I'll make sure you can live without the dust. You being with us should help us accomplish both our missions.
お？
Namtar still had her head tilted. She stared at Shin's hand offered to her, and after a long pause, she hesitantly lifted her hand. Just when her finger was about to touch Shin's hand. Okay, flashbang. Namtar pounced on him like a beast. Namtar's hand reached Shin's chest as he stumbled and knocked him into the floor. Her fingers had crystals shining like claws. Oh, what the?
真の賢者の石を狙ってる。シン！
Wait. Right before her claws reached him, Namtar froze on the spot. Her eyes met with his. You don't need to be afraid. You're different from other ash demons. You didn't have anyone you could trust all this time, right? Even if someone asked to be your friend, of course, you wouldn't know what to do.
シン！
Cells began to reach for her ether gear. Shin shot a glance to make her stop. He then turned with a smile to Namtar, who had her claws out. Thank you for saving Miss Sonia back then. You lent us the powers from the Philosopher's Stone to save Miss Sonia, right? So this time I want to save you. Please believe in us. We aren't your enemy.
敵じゃない。
Namtar's hand touched Shin's chest, but he did not feel any pain. Right before she reached him, she removed her claws. Instead, her palm touched the Philosopher's Stone, and as if she was feeling the waves, she began to breathe slowly.
ナムタルの力、今はお前に与えられたもの。それなのに、お前、力を奪わなかった。どうしてだ？
Since I'm not your enemy, I'll say this again. I want to be your friend.
友達、敵じゃない相手。
Gradually, Namtar's nervousness and tenseness began to ease. At the same time, something flowed into Shin. It was Namtar's information that concluded the contract, a spell that stated her identification. Thank you. Shin quietly stated his gratitude. Through the Philosopher's Stone, their bonds became even harder. Ash Demon Namtar, I'm the Alchemist Shin Balt. From now, you will be my demon partner. Namtar removed her hand from Shin's chest and slumped down while staring at Shin's face. Oh, she's not gonna join? I was expecting she was gonna join the party. What the hell? Did we get any new items? No. No new items. No other story. Okay. Well, we'll see what the teaching permit is. After the battle, the dormant Namtar seal has finally been broken. Shin and his friends tried to make contact, but no new places to farm. No new places to farm yet. Noon. Surprisingly, Shin was standing in the workshop kitchen. With Miss Sonia absent, it was decided according to the process of elimination. Celis and Enri had no experience in cooking, and Arya makes everything spicy. He happened to take care of the kitchen at Master Alberto's monastery before he came to the academy. He had experience cooking using ingredients they obtained during their fieldwork and was quite confident in cooking. Shin was pumped to show off his skills, mostly since today's guest wasn't the normal crowd. There, I did it. All that's left is the presentation.
私にやらせて。
Sure. Thanks, Enri.
わかったの。終わったら運べばいいのね。
With Enri's help, Shin finished preparing lunch. The two carried the platter to the table. Thanks for waiting. Let's have lunch.
ああ、もうそんな時間だったんだ。集中してたから気づかなかったよ。そういえばお腹減った。盛り付けは私がやったのよ。美味しそうでしょ。本当にありがとう二人とも。さあ席について。ナムタルも。
Urged by Celis, Namtar took a seat by the table. Her eyes wandered through the food on the plates.
いい匂いする。これ食っていいのか？
Of course, you should. Oh, but before that. Right as Namtar was about to reach for the food, Shin placed his hands together. Before we eat, we do this. Thank you for the food. Itadakimasu.
いただきます。
Enri and the others followed. After looking around, Namtar imitated the movements awkwardly.
いただきます。よくできたね、ナムタルちゃん。さ、食べよう。
Namtar nodded slightly and reached out for the food.
ナムタルちゃん、大丈夫？
Namtar was trying to eat the spaghetti with her hands, nearly getting burned. She blew on her hands to cool it down. Spaghetti with her hands, bro? Bro.
ナムタル、食べるときはフォークを使うのよ。ほら、こうやってスパゲティを巻いて。
As a princess, Celis handled the utensils elegantly. Namtar observed her carefully before she began to use the fork like Celis.
ぐるぐる難しい。うまく取れない。上手だよ、ナムタルちゃん。その調子、その調子。
Covering her face with tomato sauce, Namtar continued to move her fork. As she continued to struggle, Arya cheered her on with a napkin in hand.
どうしたの、シン。ナムタルのことじっと見つめて。
Oh, well. To Henry's question, Shin paused for a moment before continuing his words. Actually, the meal today had Anna's favorites. Spaghetti with tomato sauce, salami with cheese, and fried chicken. The fried chicken was a treat for them back then. I tried to remember how my mom's tasted. I'm missing an apostrophe here. How my mom's tasted like and made it. Namtar was busy eating, but he couldn't pick up any special emotions coming out from her. Shin felt slightly disappointed.
どうしたし、食わないのか。
Huh?
美味しいぞ。初めての味ばかり。料理すごいな。
Namtar flashed a smile. Shin belatedly smiled back. I'm glad you like it. We still have more.
おかわり。おかわりか。
Namtar's eyes sparkled. Henry patted Shin's back.
気を落とすには早いの、シン。
Yeah, you're right. Thanking Henry's encouragement, Shin got up from his seat to bring seconds of the spaghetti for Namtar. The time to decide whether or not Arya would be granted a teaching permit has come. Accompanying Arya, Shin followed her to the Chancellor's office. Originally, Shin was not part of the exam, but he was invited by Arya and had permission from the administration. Arya, who was walking next to him, seemed worried and nervous.
大丈夫かな。ねえ、シン、大丈夫だと思う？
After double-checking your written exam, you should have gotten a passing grade, right?
一応ギリギリ。でも論文は攻めすぎた気がしてきて。
But you sounded so confident yesterday.
でも不安なの。
She cranked out that thesis in one day? Bro, that's crazy. What the fuck? Arya crouched down holding her head. You'll be fine. A contract with an ash demon will be the next hot topic. On top of that, we have proof for it too.
本当にそう思う？
Of course. Shin confidently spoke up. Arya's thesis about the theory of ash demon contracts is novel. Master Albertos or Miss Sonia would have chosen a more basic and substantial topic. But this was Arya. It was Shin who said it was okay to do things her own way, so he had to back her up. Let's go. We better hurry or we'll be late. Shin offered his hand as Arya grasped it firmly. In the Chancellor's office, Faust and Professor Johann were staring intently at the crystal ball on the desk. The crystal ball was an alchemy item that allowed us to record images and replay them. There was a clip of Namtar as a demon partner being shown.
カイマ・ナムタル。ここまで人に近づくとは。
You will tell the report is AI generated? bro, he's the one who's doing dolls. Isn't he the one on the side of AI then? or I guess the dolls just follow orders. They don't have AI, I guess.
いや、まったく君の論文には驚かされたぞ、アリア君。海馬研究専門のキケロ教授などもうなっておった。
学習能力、知性ともに人間と遜色ないようですね。そして海馬ならではの危険な兆候も今のところ見られない。
That's the point of all AI corporations. The two kept an eye on the crystal ball as they exchanged words. The way she eats, learns new words, and draws pictures must be very interesting to the two.
ナムタルちゃんは順調に人の常識を学んでます。カイマといえどダストを糧にしていないから汚染の心配もありません。
真と契約を結んでいる限り安全だと希望的観測に聞こえるがね。
それは前例のないことですから。でもかなり安定しているのはご覧の通りです。
確かにそのようだな。カイマを従馬とすることの危険性はそなたの論文を審査する上で最も紛糾した議題だったものでな。中にはその所業を異端視する声もあったほどだ。
Yeah, it pretty much borders on the previous college. I keep forgetting the guy's name. Like Gray something, right? Like, is it? It's not Gray Man, right? Like, it's. Was it Blackwell? No, or am I confusing the name Blackwell with someone else? But that other old professor, right? Who had like a Zen Inquisition. Actually, hold on. I think his name should be here. His name is not here. Fuck. His name's not here. God damn it. Some even consider Chancellor Faust peered over to Professor Johann. Although he did not say anything, Professor Johann must have been one of the voices that considered it as heresy. Meanwhile, the professor remained calm.
では、カイマ契約論は認められないと？
まあ待ちたまえ。そう答えを急ぐでない。錬金術の研究にリスクはつきものだ。それで足を止めてしまっては発展は望めぬ。
ファウスト学長、あくまで彼女の提出した開魔契約論を支持されると。
マルドゥック派の開発したドールとて当初はその危険性が指摘されていたではないか。しかし君はその性能を結果で示した。
I really thought they were gonna use the heart in a bottle instead of making a contract with Namtar. I feel like that's jumping the gun. Although, I guess she's thinking like the heart in a bottle is like not impactful enough, or also it's like not completely. If I'm remembering correctly, it's not like truly complete. There's still some issues with the heart in the bottle, but like the concept works, right?
私のドールはオリジン・マルドゥックから読み取った確かな理論に基づく産物です。
まあ確かにそれと比べるとアリア君は危ういな。
To the Chancellor's words, Arya cowered anxiously.
だが事実としてカイマ・ナムタルは従馬となってシンと共におる。そして彼女を監督するためにもハルモニア派に資格者は必要であろう。
学長、それって。
Arya gasped as she looked up. The Chancellor nodded.
アリア・マグヌス、そなたは試験において十分な成績を収め、また学術論文についても我々の興味を引く内容をものした。よって私はそなたに資格を授けようと思う。これからはアリア教授と呼ぶべきかな。
Arya was delighted. She nearly screamed in joy, but quickly held it back.
教授と呼ばれるのはまだ早いと思っています。私はソニア先生から一時的にハルモニア派を預かるだけですから。
ではそなたのこれからに期待しつつ、今しばらくはアリア君と呼ばせてもらおうか。
Smiling, the Chancellor offered his hand. She hesitantly reached out and shook it. Chancellor, so the Harmonia College is...
案ずるな。当面、党の召し上げはない。 そなたらはこれまで通り己の研究に邁進したまえ。
Thank you very much.
あくまで先送りにしたということを肝に銘じておくことだ。ハルモニア派が結果を出せないままなら、今度こそ君たちは工房を失うことになる。
心配ご無用ですよ、ヨハン教授。私がいるからには絶対そんなことにはなりません。
大した自信だな、アリア君。君たちなら本当に家臣浄化を成し遂げてしまいそうだ。
Chancellor Faust laughed out loud at Arya's daring attitude. Shin snuck a laugh as well. Funny to think she was so worried only a moment ago. But with Arya being defiant, she can get stubborn. If Arya can keep things intact, there's nothing more reassuring. What bothers me is... Shin briefly glanced over at Professor Johann. While the Chancellor and Arya laughed, Professor Johann appeared to keep a blank expression. The clash against the Murdoch College. I hope nothing else happens. Shin sensed something ominous from Professor Johann's aura. Back in the workshop, their fellow scholars were waiting to hear the results of the examination. As they entered the room, everyone gathered. Shin simply answered with a thumbs up. She did it.
アリアの資格が認められたのね。じゃあ、工房を取り上げられたりしない？
Yeah, we don't need to worry.
よかった、ヘンリー。アリアがやってくれたのだわ。
The two held hands as they jumped up in joy. Shin finally was filled with relief. Namtar observed everyone curiously.
どうした？なんで騒ぐ？
これは喜んでるのよ。私たちの居場所が守られたから。
居場所？守る？
あなたのおかげでもあるの。ありがとう、ナムタル。
ナムタルは何もしてない。
He agreed to form a contract with me. That helped Arya complete her thesis. Shin walked over to Namtar and pat her head. Namtar still looked confused and tilted her head.
それでアリアは一緒ではなかったの？
Yeah, she went to go report to Miss Sonia.
ちょうどいいかもしれないわね。アリアが戻ってくる前にお祝いの準備を済ませてしまいましょう。残念会にならなくてよかったのだわ。
They prepared a fancier tea party than usual. There was even a cake ordered from a famous store in the royal capital. Celis cut it up for the number of people as Henry took it away on plates. Namtar, who was watching, joined in to help.
上に乗ってる人型も食えるのか？かじってもいい？
ダメ。お人形さんの部分はアリアのなの。こうしていると私たちがハルモニア派に加わった時を思い出すわね。あの時はソニア先生が歓迎会を開いてくれたのだったわ。
This time it'll be a day to remember, Arya becoming our leader. As they chatted, Arya returned. They popped some party poppers at the guest of honor who was surprised by the celebration. Congrats, Arya!
おめでとう。本当に資格を取れるなんてすごいわ。これからはアリア先生なの。なにどうしたのみんな。やだ。先生はやめてって。
Arya seemed confused as she glanced around the workshop.
わざわざお祝いを用意してくれてたの？大げさだな。それに合格するなんてわからなかったのに。
No way. Thanks to you, we can keep using this workshop.
本当に一時はどうなるかと思ったけど、アリアがいてくれてよかった。アリア、座って座って。今日のケーキは特別なの。みんな、ありがとう。
They should be saying that to you. Arya's eyes began to get watery as she was congratulated. She narrowed her eyes to hide her tears but quickly smiled.
や よかった。私、頑張って、本当によかったよ。この場所を守ることができて、本当に。それでは始めましょうか。みんな、グラスは持った？
We're getting more points. Childhood friend. Oh, this is now a teacher too. She's getting everything. She has everything. At Sal's voice, everyone raised their glasses. The dark red liquid inside wasn't wine but grape juice. Yeah, of course.
では、アリア、お願い。
Of course.
おかげさまで資格を認められました。みんなの協力のおかげで、私たちはこれからも研究を続けられます。
Arya cuts her words for a moment before looking around at everyone. She seemed a little tense, but eventually softened.
私、資格を取れたことより、みんなと一緒にいられることの方がずっと嬉しい。だから、これからもよろしくね。乾杯！乾杯！
ビビった。パ。
嬉しいことがあった時は、こうやってグラスを合わせるの。ナムタルも。
こうか？
Namta raised her glass looking puzzled as Shin and the others tapped her glass with their own. That was how the little celebration began.
それで、これからの私たちの計画だけど、過信浄化の研究を本格的に再開しようと思ってるわ。
After everybody ate most of the cake and snacks, the party mood began to calm down. Arya brings up the Harmonia College's schedule. With Namtar and the earlier incident combined, we had to push it.
だけど、これ以上おろそかにするわけにはいかないわ。工房の存続がかかっているし、それに。マルちゃんたち、送信のためにもね。
This was nothing new, but Heinous gods are fallen gods that were contaminated by the dust. They have been twisted into tools to corrode the very parts of Socia they once were protecting. Previously, they learned of this harsh reality through their encounter with the Fire Origin Marduk. That is why they aspire to find a way to purify the Heinous gods.
けれど、研究が遅れたら、またヨハン教授がちょっかいをかけてくるかもしれないの。実際私たちは、浄化の実現にどこまで近づいているのかしら。そうだね。ちょうどいいし、現状を整理してみようか。
That's a good idea. I may come up with a good idea. This is so redundant. I feel like this is like a translation or like a localization problem. This sentence does not. This sentence sounds redundant as hell. Shin agreed as Celas nodded. Arya quickly showed her leadership skills and began to facilitate.
まず基本的な確認だけど、過信は送信が一定以上のダストに汚染されることで属性が反転して生まれるわ。
If it's a minimal amount of dust, the god's immune system can do something about it. Shin adds what he learned when they borrowed the map of the cosmos previously. The god inherently has the power to purify dust. However, there is a limit they can tolerate, and if they eclipse due to an overdose of dust, they will start releasing dust all over.
つまり過信は汚染によって元から備わっていた器官が変質してしまった状態の送信ということかしら。病気みたい。普通の生物の人化病は症状が進行すると塵に帰るか海馬になるけど。
But gods turn into heinous gods. Eclipsing is a type of illness. This idea considers purification as a medical practice and not some imaginary process. They all looked at each other to confirm.
ここまではいいみたいだね。じゃあ、どうやって浄化するかだけど。
First, we have the heart in a bottle that you made. The heart in a bottle was a temporary substitute for the heart and lungs of the god. Previously, Arya used this alchemy item to break down the dust from the god and saved it from eclipsing.
瓶詰めの心臓は素晴らしい発明だったわね。アルベルトス様も感心していらしたわ。 まあ、でもこれだけじゃ過信浄化はできなかったんだけどね。
Arya let out a disappointed sigh. The heart in a bottle can break down the dust, but that was not enough to cleanse a heinous god that can produce dust.
でも瓶詰めの心臓は私たちにヒントをくれたの。
Right. If you can provide replacement organs for the contaminated ones, the heinous god may be able to return to normal. That was their general direction, the creation of alternative organs to treat the heinous gods. The team was working to make this a reality.
けれど、それにはいくつかのハードルがある。
Also, you would have to do it for every organ? That seems insane, actually.
そうだね。臓器生成は目処が立っていないし、施術する過信、送信への負担に、環境の準備、ざっと上げただけでも難題が目白押しだよ。
Arya rubbed her temples as she swirled her hair in frustration. That was when Henry hesitantly raised her hand.
いいかしら。
何？エリちゃん。
送信のための環境構築は私がどうにかできると思うの。
本当に？
Arya leaned forth as Henry answered with a nod.
ティアマトのおかげで私、自分の力の使い方が分かったの。分かったというより、思い出したというような感覚なのだけど。
Henry placed her ether gear claws. Like playing cat's cradle, threads began to gather by her chest.
それ、眉？
Oh, that's right. The fibers of the god Namu can keep the cocoon clean. The god Namu was contracted at the south of Lake Erdu. His thread was able to deflect the dust.
エリドゥーコといえば、水のオリジン、スー様の聖水を持ち帰っていたわね。
そうなの。南無の糸で眉を作り、内部を聖水で満たせば、送信を保護する環境としては十分なはずなの。
An environment like a mother's womb, filled with sacred waters. Why is that the freaking comparison, bro? Henry's cocoon kept the dust out while Namtar was in a coma. The efficiency is proven.
これならいけそうね。
Yeah, Henry should be able to do it.
任せてほしいのだわ。
Shin nodded confidently. Henry seemed happy to be useful.
じゃあ、あとは代替臓器の生成だけど。
This one is even harder. Substitute organs were easier said than done. The gods were man-made gods created by the apostles. To replicate even a fraction of that would mean challenging the great founder, Hermes' work. Since the idea of the apostles creating the gods was almost myth-like, many colleges, included the Marta College, doubted the purification method. Gods came in various forms and structures. They can't just produce organs in a mold and call it done. They had to understand each god's core and replicate it. In addition, the components of the heinous gods have been altered, so we would need to analyze their previous state. That alone would take time. To repeat that process for each god would be...
特効薬を用意するなんてわけにはいかないのね。ぐずぐずしてたら、またハルモニア派への圧力が強くなっていくしね。
Unlike the creation of the environment, this wasn't an easy problem to solve. Everyone appeared troubled.
お前たち、さっきから難しい話ばかり。
ごめんね、ナムタルちゃん。退屈だった？
They all looked over and saw Namtar ate the majority of the snacks and pouted.
お前たち、過信を送信に戻したいか？
Did you understand? Shin was surprised she understood what they were discussing.
なんとなく、アスタルテにもらった知識あるから。
Astarte is knowledge?
ナムタルちゃんは賢者の石を完成させるって使命を与えられていたから、そのために必要な知識は与えられていたのかもね。
だったらナムタル、
過信浄化のことでわかることない？
Henry thought for a moment before questioning her. Curious, Shin turned his attention to Namtar as well.
わからないなら無理に考えなくてもいいのだわ。
Henry tried to stop Namtar, who thought deeply as if her brain was going to overheat. But before Henry's hand touched her, Namtar raised her head.
賢者の石なら
え？
今の賢者の石では難しい。でもエレメント集めれば。
Collect elements? Shin faced Arya and Celes in surprise. Namtar, you're aiming to complete the Philosopher's Stone, right? So you're saying to complete that we'd need to collect the elements?
そう、エレメント集めれば賢者の石完成に近づく。
エレメント、ソシエを織りなす5行の要素。地、水、火、風、そして太陽の。
錬金術の基本なのだわ。そういえばナムトルはエリドゥー湖や風なきの谷、水と風の聖地に向かっていたわね。
Was that to collect the elements? To Shin's inquiry, Namtar responded with a nod.
普通のエレメントダメ。すごく強い資源のエレメントが必要。
Primordial element? Do you mean the elements the Origins have? Namtar, if we can get the primordial elements for the Philosopher's Stone, we can purify the heinous gods?
資源のエレメントの知識、石の中に蓄積される。そうすれば送信の体再現できるかも。
She sounds rather weak, perhaps due to the lack of confidence, but what she mentioned was enough to draw everyone's attention.
具体的に資源のエレメントを得るにはどうすればいいの？
オリジン、空、因子を取り込む。
Bro. Eat? We can't do that. Any other way?
契約？
Once again, she sounded unconfident as she tilted her head.
火のオリジンマルちゃんだったら一応私が契約してるけど。
火のオリジンならすごく強い火のエレメント。マルドックの剣士情報いっぱい。
マルちゃんの献身を浄化できるの？
Namtar jumped at Arya's sudden statement.
ごめんね、つい。
Well, purifying Ugarurum and Anzu was what triggered this research anyway. Ugarurum and Anzu were Marduk's kin. Arya especially was passionate about saving the two gods that eclipsed to protect Mount Holub. So if we can form a contract with Marduk and get the primordial fire element, then we can transfer the information about their kin into the Philosopher's Stone. And if the Philosopher's Stone grows, it may be able to produce substitute organs?
それ言いたかった。よくわかるなし。
Shin looked down at his hands. In the Valley of the Roaring Winds, he managed to form a yarn ball of light by activating the Philosopher's Stone while resonating with Namtar. Back then, it was a pure ball of energy that projected the resources. If Shin manages to handle the Philosopher's Stone better and work in the factors obtained from the primordial elements, maybe I can do it. It may be possible after combining it with alchemy.
シン、本当に過信浄化ができるんだ。
Well, it's not guaranteed to work yet. He added the uncertainties but was happy to see his friends looking hopeful. The clues were in him from the start. With the help of his friends, he was able to bring out the possibilities. Their goal was within reach. Arya, let's go to Mount Holub. We have to go see Marduk once again.
わかったわ。予定を組むね。みんなもそれでいい？
To Arya's statement, Henry and Celes nodded. Since this also had to do with Namtar's mission, she agreed to it as well. The Harmonia College's next plan was set. Celes suddenly noticed something and began pouring the rest of the grape juice into everyone's empty cups. Celes?
過信浄化がうまくいくようにもう一度乾杯しましょう。
いいね。それじゃ。
乾杯。
This time Namtar joined in and a clink of the glasses was heard. Shin guzzled down the dark red liquid. Okay. Oh, side stories? Hold up. Yeah, side stories. Then for more information, the workshop with Namtar see how much progress can happen if you don't drink poison tea. Bruh. Okay, hold on. I didn't make a save yet, right? Yeah, I haven't saved yet. Oh, did it say duel? Oh wait, no, it's a... What am I talking? It's the same freaking chapter name. Okay. She must read about the relationship with Namtar and Anna. Concerned about Shin, Henry decides to... Learning Mayor went to the examination on her own. Shin and his friends decides to follow. Let's do this story first, and then we'll do the Promise of a Night. In the kitchen, a large pot was on the fire. Steam rose from the inside that had chopped leaves and water. Henry stood beside it while Namtar was peeking in, curiously.
今日は何を作ってる？うまいやつか？
違うの。今日は食べ物じゃなくて染料を作ってるのよ。
染料？
布や織物に色をつけるのに使うの。
色をつけてどうする？
赤とか紫とか彩りにあった方が綺麗なのだわ。
そんなものか。
There was a pause after her response, though the silence was quickly broken by Henry's scream.
ナムタルダメなの。
What's wrong, Henry? Surprised, Shin stopped mid-work. He turned around to spot Henry holding Namtar back.
ナムタルが急に鍋の中に飛び込もうとして。
Oh, what the? Why?
ナモタルも色つける。彩りあった方が綺麗。
この染料は体に色をつけるためのものじゃないのだわ。
Also, you don't need to dye your body either.
そうなのか？
Even after the two explained, Namtar looked at them curiously. She didn't seem to get it just yet. It was risky to let her out of your sight. If only she had Anna's memories, then she may have had more common sense like people. While thinking, Shin asked the question that was on his mind for a while. Namtar, you really don't remember anything about your life as a human?
人間？ナモタルはカイマだぞ。
You may be one now, but before you became Namtar, there had to be someone who was the base.
シン。
Henry gasped as she turned to Shin. He was planning to ask this question cautiously after checking Namtar's progress. But once he started, Shin could not stop his words. He found himself unconsciously searching for Anna's presence within Namtar. Namtar, you have an odd-shaped birthmark on your left arm. It's the same one my sister Anna had. I believe that you and Anna are related in some way. If anything, maybe you were Anna before you became an ash demon. You're really gonna directly ask it, huh? His words were filled with wishful thinking. He hoped Namtar would have some sort of reaction toward the name Anna. But
アンナなんて知らない。ナモタルはナモタルだ。
Namtar responded bluntly. Rather than her memory reviving, her words were bland as if she had no interest. But we may be siblings. I'm your big brother and Anna is my little sister, and...
それがどうかしたのか？
Oh! Namta's words had no bad intentions, but that hurt Shin even more. She had no attachment for the name Anna, nor had memories of her days as Shin's sister. The cruel confrontation was straightforwardly presented to him. You know what? If you can't remember anything, that's fine.
シン
Henry turned to him looking worried, but Shin's eyes did not meet hers. The day after all this,
起きてほしいの。
Shin sluggishly woke up as he felt someone shaking his body. In front of him was Henry, who leaned forward with a smile.
もうやっと起きたの？骨坊さんね。
Yeah. Morning, Henry.
おはよう、お兄ちゃん。
This is where it's gonna go. Big brother? Wondering why Henry was calling him that, Shin got up. What's wrong? Was something going on today?
もう何言ってるの？お兄ちゃんがいつも寝坊するから特別に起こしに来てあげたのよ。
Really? Did I oversleep that much? By the way, Henry, why are you calling me big brother?
お兄ちゃんはお兄ちゃんなのだわ。まったく、まだ寝ぼけてるの？
Why are you helping this guy's coping, bro? Maybe I am. Shin replied, scratching his head.
しょうがないお兄ちゃんなの。早く顔を洗ってくるのだわ。特別に私がお支度手伝ってあげるの。
Yeah. Despite feeling something off, Shin just did as he was told while being ushered. The two went straight to class. The lecture today was about the composition of alchemy. This wasn't Shin's forte. He got stuck when he had to merge different elements. Shinbald, can you explain the changes when a Damascus steel is forced and merged with the Rosane steel? While it increases in toughness, the instability created by the merging makes it less compatible with either gears. Good. Then what is the formula like? Unable to compute a formula in his head, Shin was at a loss.
お兄ちゃんが答えるまでもないの。教授、この程度の問題は私で十分なのだわ。
What is going on, bro? What is this? Big brother? Well, certainly. Then, you and partner Henry come forth and write it on the board. What the fuck? What? Henry did as she was told and got up on the podium and wrote the correct answer. Very well. You've studied well.
はい。やったのお兄ちゃん。
He's gonna get so many weird looks later. Oh my god. Henry waved from the podium. He should feel proud of her, but felt something uncomfortable, almost like he was lying on a bed of needles. Oh, those UV templates. Boy, Shin's making his demon partner call him Big Bro. Yikes. He looked kinda cool, but I guess had a weird hobby. Oh no! Lucky him. I want a demon partner like her. Shin made a sour face at the muttering.
どうしたのお兄ちゃん。
Oh, it's nothing. Once the class ended, Maltina in the same class approached him. Oh no! Maltina was in the same class? Oh no!
意外でしたわ、シン。あなたも同志だったのね。
Yuck! I have bigger concerns of maintaining your reputation. Oh no. Comrade.
ごまかさなくて結構ですのよ。 手塩にかけて育てた10万を弟や妹のようにめでる。それは何より純粋な愛の形ですもの。エンリさんの声には心がこもっていました。鈴の鳴るような声で「お兄ちゃん」と、心が洗われるようではありませんか。私もフレンに「お姉ちゃん」と呼んでもらおうかしら。姉さんとどっちがいいか悩みますわ。
Okay. Maltina basked in her own little world. Even if the subject was about demon partners, Shin felt a bit lost. But siblings, huh? Henry, could it be? In the afternoon, they decided to head to the royal capital to shop. Henry came along as if it was a given. It's hard to walk when you're so close to me.
でもお兄ちゃんが迷子になったら大変なのだわ。こうして手をつないでないと。
So, I'm the one who gets lost.
それよりアリアに渡された買い物リストはちゃんと持ってる？お兄ちゃんうっかり屋さんなんだから。
I got it. First, we'll get groceries. We should pick up some preserved food for long trips.
だったらこっちなのだわ。
Henry pointed to a grocery store on the main street and pulled Shin's hand. An old woman who was passing by looked at them with a smile.
しん、お兄ちゃん、桃が美味しそうなの。
Yeah, but peaches don't last very long. Henry gazed up and stared at Shin. Feeling defeated, Shin wryly smiled before taking the peach. Henry's expression immediately lit up.
ありがとうお兄ちゃん。それじゃあ次は
I want to stop by the pharmacy to pick up some stuff for blending.
それなの。今言おうと思っていたのだわ。
Henry tugged on his hand again. The two of them made their way around various stores in the capital. And then...
これで買い出しは終わったのだわ。
Yeah, thanks to you, we managed to finish smoothly. Shin's hand was filled with shopping bags. Unable to hold hands in this state, Henry squeezed the hem of his clothes.
戻りましょう。アリアたちが待っているのだわ。
Oh, but before we go back, there's one thing I forgot to buy.
買い忘れ？何かあったかしら？
It's a personal purchase. Henry, wait for me here.
お兄ちゃん！
He already had an idea of what to purchase. Shin went to the fabric store where Henry stopped when they were passing by earlier. He picked up a plain silk cloth. Excuse me, can I have this? The price the owner told him was higher than what he expected, yet Shin hurried back to Henry with his lighter wallet. Sorry for making you wait.
もう急にどこ行ってたの？置いてくなんてひどいのだわ。
I wanted to give this to you.
え？
Shin held out the silk cloth he had just bought. Henry's eyes widened.
これどうして？
You look like you wanted it. I wanted to thank you for coming out today.
でもお兄ちゃん高かったんじゃ。
Oh, and just as Henry was about to say something, Shin placed his finger on her lips. You can just call me Shin like you always have. You don't have to call me Big Brother.
迷惑だった？
No, it's not that. It's just... Shin thought for a moment as he carefully chose his words. Anna was a girl who liked to run around and play hide and seek, but you like to sew and draw, right? So even if you call me Big Brother, I can't see you as my little sister. You can only be yourself, Henry.
私じゃあアンナの代わりにはなれないのね。
You don't have to think that far, since you always help and encourage me by being yourself. Shin realized why Henry suddenly changed the way she called him. She was probably trying to cheer Shin up after the disappointing conversation with Namtar. But just like Namtar was not Anna, Henry could not be Anna either. This is my way of showing gratitude. Thank you for taking care of me and always being there.
シン
Henry hugged the roll of silk tightly. There was a faint drop of tears in the corner of her eyes.
私こそありがとうなのだわ。シンと出会って私毎日が楽しいの。だからシンのためにって思ったんだけど、今回は空回りだったみたいなのだわ。
Haha, maybe calling me big brother is not bad sometimes. Huh? What's wrong? He totally thought Henry would laugh along, but she suddenly stared at him coldly.
今マルチナと同じ匂いを感じたのだわ。
Huh? No, I didn't mean...
怪しいのだわ。好きあらばお兄様とか兄様とか兄くんとか呼ばせようとするんじゃないかしら。
Where did that all come... Where did all that come from? Where did you learn that from, Henry?
理想の妹になるためのハウツー本に書かれていたの。
What? There's such a book?
図書館の中間コーナーにあったのだわ。
Oh my god. Is that where... Is that where Maltina got her ideas? Our academy has a deep side or something. The two of them walked side by side to the academy. Henry never called Shin Big Brother again, but the distance between the two didn't change. After returning to the academy, they went straight to the workshop and delivered the items they had bought, and went to work on their own projects. Time flew, the sun set, and it was time to leave. Normally, Shin would have stayed and continued to work on his studies, but he decided to go back for the day to rest up from his journey to the capital. As he walked down the corridor to his dorm room...
シン、お疲れ様なの。
Yeah, same to you. Henry poked out from behind the pillar. She should have left first, so was she waiting for him? What's wrong? Did you forget something?
ううん、その
Henry muttered as she looked down. After a moment of fidgeting, she approached Shin and took his hand.
今日は朝からずっと一緒にいたでしょ。だからその寂しいというわけではないのだけど。
Henry shifted her gaze up at Shin. Her gesture was irresistibly cute as Shin felt his heart skip a beat.
ねえ、もう少し一緒に行っていいかしら。
Well... Okay. We're going for Arya this time. So... Sorry, but I start early tomorrow.
そう、ならしょうがないのだわ。
Henry said in an awfully cheerful tone despite the rejection. But Shin felt it sounded like she was forcing herself to sound happy. I'm really sorry, but I have to check on the mixtures early morning.
わかってるの。気にしないで。いつまでもシンを独り占めしているわけにはいかないのだわ。
Henry. As Shin looked at her concern, she smiled to show Shin she was just fine.
昼間は素敵な贈り物ありがとう。早速使わせてもらうのだわ。
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
それじゃあおやすみ、シン。
After saying farewell, Henry quickly left the scene. So that was a bit more ominous compared to rejecting Zealous. The music just being like cut and then the background just being gone is a bit concerning, but oh well. go do this side story next. While Shin was formulating in the workshop, there was a visitor. He looked up from the furnace. Celis went to answer, and just as he thought he heard voices, she immediately came back.
マルチネとフレンよ。通りかかったから様子を見に来たって。
Rare to have them visit.
風なきの谷でのことは聞いているはずだから気にしてくれたのではないかしら。どうするシン？
Maybe they were being courteous since we were formulating. It's okay. Let them in. We shouldn't be rude to someone who is concerned for us.
わかったわ。
Celis returned to the entrance and brought Martina and Fran along.
ごきげんよう。調子はいかがかしら、シン。
The same as always. I'm almost done formulating. Shin replied as he stirred the furnace. Stirred the furnace?
ふん。まだそんな古いやり方を続けてるんですのね。工房もゴミゴミしていて洗練されていませんし。
ぶしつけね、相変わらず。
ごめんあそばせ。我がマルデュック派の工房と比べて型落ちの機材や器具が目についたものですから。
姉さんやめなよ。これじゃ喧嘩を売りに来たみたいだ。
あら、そんなつもりはないのよ、フレン。私はただハルモニア派の皆さんの窮状が哀れになっただけ。そうね、私に言ってもらえれば最新の機材をいくつか回してあげてもよくてよ。
Are you here to rub it in? In dismay, Shin let out a complaint.
マルデュック派の機材はお気に召さないかしら。まあそれならそれで構わないですけど、こちらは受け取ってくださるでしょうね。
With that said, Martina offered Shin a bouquet. Huh? For me?
マルチナ、まさかあなたシンに交際を申し込みに？
What? What is this?
違いますわよ。どうしてそうなるんですの？これはお見舞いですわ。ソニア先生の。
What? What is this roundabout way of what? Oh, okay. Shin looked convinced while Matsuna's cheeks remained flushed.
シン、残念とか思ってない？
That's not true.
そうですわ。勘違いしてもらっては困りますの。この花束はあなたのためじゃないんですからね。
Dude, what is going on anymore?
そんなに乱暴に扱ったら花が散っちゃうよ姉さん。
Ren let out an exasperated sigh.
花束直接渡そうとも思ったんですけど、僕たちが言っても気を使わせるだけだと思ったので。
I don't think she would, but sure, we'll pass this on to Miss Sonia.
お願いします。よかったらこれも市場から取り寄せた新鮮なフルーツです。
Thank you, Fren and Martina. Shin thanked the two after receiving the bouquet from Martina and the fruit from Fren.
あなたたちがあまりに不運だから同情しただけですわ。それにハルモニア派の皆さんが承知したままでは張り合いがありませんもの。
Martina.
私たちとドールとの決着もまだついていなかったものね。
ドールは負けませんわよ。カイマや破壊者との戦いを経て日々進化していますから。
Perhaps taking Sal's words as a provocation, Martina spoke boldly.
それに近い将来、ドールは大陸全域に配備されるようになりますわ。そうなればあなたたちの出番はありませんわね。
I did hear rumors, but they're mass producing a lot.
オブリビオンの拡大に備えて、これは絶対必要なプランですの。今はまだ汚染度の高い地域に優先配備している状況ですけれど。
それ以外の地域は気象台で異常が観測されたら部隊を派遣するようになってます。
like the Valley of the Roaring Winds.
ヨハン教授はまだあの地にとどまっておられますわ。ダスト汚染の後始末をしなければなりませんし、破壊者の手がかりも得たいところですからね。
Yeah, it was only us to it was only us to return to the academy with assistance from the major. The Harmonia College was in shambles and was only able to return from the harsh valley thanks to the military. It would have been impossible to bring Miss Sonia and Namtar back without Major Alexandra's command.
あ、そうそう。そのマウザー少佐ですが、
As her topic rose, Maltina mentioned as if she remembered something.
さっき小規模なダスト警報が出て出動準備をしていたのを見かけましたわ。ヨハン教授は出払っておられますし、今動けるのは自分しかいないからと。少し待ってもらえれば組み立て中の道路を回せると言ったのですが。
まさかサーシャが単独で出ると？
さっき言ったように道路は増産中で、追加の配備にはもう少し時間がかかるんです。今回は本体が出払った感激を疲れてしまいました。
Will she be okay? She may be strong, but going to a contaminated area by herself.
サーシャのことだから少しでも被害を広げないために先行するつもりなのね。でもさすがに心配だわ。
We should go help her.
そう言ってくれる？シン。
Even if it's minor, the oblivion bothers me. The major also has been helping us a lot.
マウザー少佐と一緒に出動するつもりですか？
She nodded in response to Friend's question. Now that we know, we can't leave her alone.
そう言い出すかもしれないとは思っていましたわ。私も道路の準備が整い次第応援に向かいますので。
We're counting on you.
急ぎましょう。ぐずぐずしていたらサーシャに先に行かれてしまうわ。
To tell us words, Shin hurried his preparations for the expedition. They managed to catch up with Major Alexandra along the highway. When they told her they'd join her, she seemed surprised at first but began rejecting them.
いけません。姫様の手を煩わすことなど、ここは私にお任せください。
サーシャの実力は知っているけど油断は禁物よ。それに私だって足手まといにはならないわ。
それは、はい。姫様は錬金術師として日々成長されています。そのことは私も知っているつもりです。
だったら一緒に行くことに何の問題もないわね。
しかし、それとこれとは。
Major, please understand that Celis wants to help you. Also, we should deal with Oblivion together. Shin tried to persuade her. The Major glared at Shin.
貴様、シンと言ったな。やはり貴様が姫様を危険な場所に連れ回しているのか。
Huh? No, that's not how it is.
言っておく。義手のことは感謝しているが、私はまだ貴様のことを認めたわけではないからな。貴様が本当に姫様を預けるに足る気しか否か、私は疑っている。
But I'm an alchemist, not a knight. To Shin's words, the Major put on a look of disgust.
サーシャ、勘違いしないで。私たちどちらが上とかじゃなく対等な仲間なの。それに私は私の意志で汚染区域に足を踏み入れているのよ。決して連れ回されているわけではないわ。
わかりました。姫様がそこまで言うのであれば。
分かってくれたのね、サーシャ。
Celis looked relieved as the Major looked up.
はい。これよりは私が姫様の身をお守りします。頼りにならないこの男に代わって
とにかく同行は許してくれるのね。
許すなどと。姫様が行きたいとおっしゃるなら全力で御身を守るのが私の任務です。
だそうよ、シン。話は一応まとまったかしら。
Yeah. Shin had no Shin had no choice but to nod at Salus. It seemed like she'd given up on the situation. Major Alexandra continued to send glares towards Shin the entire time. Okay. The two joined the Major and continued toward the contaminated area. The coordinates the weather station predicted were around the reddish-brown hills. Their objective was to confirm the conditions and to prevent further corrosion. As they drove their carriage toward the contaminated area, they witnessed black ash rising and wavering toward the skies before their path. The group got off the carriage.
ダストの侵食が進んでいるな。予測よりペースが速いようだ。
There's no mistake that an ash demon is around.
やっぱり一緒に来てよかった。付近に町や村がないのは幸いだけど、これ以上侵食範囲が広がる前に何とかしましょう。
急いだ方がいいようですね。姫様、今さらお止めはいたしません。ですが、くれぐれもご無理はなさらないよう。
サーシャもね、お互い協力していきましょう。
Let's go. We'll first slay the ash demon. Oh, Sasha's actually... Okay. What does Sasha do? Battle arm. Battle arm. Light defense effect, okay. Physical. Fire. Fire AoE, and then water for her. Water AoE for her ult. Oh, Spirit Liquid. Okay, we definitely don't have the materials for that one. So this one is a... Okay, we can take this. And then we're gonna ignore this dust and then go here for the battle, for the loot.
もらっていきましょう。
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じ
Old
ているんだ。
log. Old. Okay, it's giving me like a really basic material this late in the game.
よし、この調子でいこう。
Okay, spiritual Mercury is fine.
ちょっと休憩していこうか。
The sound of the dust rose in the wastelands. Like a sandstorm, it blocked their vision and hit their faces. In the area, an infinite number of large winged insect ash demons flew about. Their buzz was a bother to their ears. So they were spreading the dust. They were carrying the dust like bugs carry pollen.
だがもう好きにはさせん。私が来たからには。
Sasha let out an enthusiastic cry as she raised her prosthetic arm. Her hand let out fire and the heat rays pierced the ash demons in the air. Though other ash demons gathered upon finding her to be a threat, they all began to surround and attack her. Shosa, Major. Trying to protect her, Shin raised his blade.
心配いらないわ、チン。
Huh? Major Alexandra wielded a sword with her right hand and swung her blade through the area. By her feet were several corpses of sliced ash demons. Shin barely caught a flash of the blade. That was so fast.
さあさあ、私の剣の先生どものあれ式のカイマなら止まって見えているはずよ。
Amazing. Seeing where Celis obtained her strength, Shin felt both relieved and scared.
私も負けていられないわね。シャイニーヒルとランサーロット。
The hilt of her rapier glowed as her blade extended, long and longer. With its flexible and penetrating power, the tip struck through 3 ash demons at the same time. In addition to her alchemy skills, her martial arts skills were refined to strike at the necessary moment. As Celis swung her dominant hand, the ash demons squirmed with the force and spewed black liquid.
さすがです。その技、ますます研ぎ澄まされていると見ました。鍛錬は続けておられるようですね。
もちろんよ。力のない人々を守る騎士たるため、剣も錬金術もどちらもおろそかにするわけにはいかないわ。
騎士の誓い。姫様、その言葉は。
ええ、あなたに教えられたものだったわね。それで私はおもちゃの剣を振るうごっこ遊びから本当の騎士道を探し始めたの。
ああ、本当にあなたはまっすぐなお方だ。王妃に生まれた姫としてそれをなすやり方とてあったでしょうに。
The Major's expression turned warm, but then returned to being serious with a glare ahead.
ならばそんなあなたを守ることもまた騎士道か。
Watch out, Celis. Major, the dust levels are rising. Beyond the veil of ash, a small black lump was wriggling about. While being protected by the flying insect types, it began moving forward.
親玉か。あれを片付けられれば。
The Major raised her prosthetic arm once again and pointed the muzzle at a large ash demon. Wait, be careful. If you attack them without knowing their characteristics...
出力臨界ヒートブラスター。
Burning heat rays created an orange trail. It pierced the center of the large ash demon and instantly caused an explosion.
やったか。
No, that's... The massive ash demon shimmered and consumed the flames inside. It wobbled but kept its shape while nearly collapsing. The next moment...
カイマが弾けた。
The outer shell broke off and numerous winged insects sprung out. No, in actuality, it was just many insects gathered, making it seem like a massive ash demon. From individuals to an army, the insects swarmed and charged toward Major Alexandra. We can't handle these numbers with just a sword and a prosthetic arm. The Major was nearly consumed by the swarm of insects. Celis ran to her side and shoved her to the ground. She planned on taking the insects herself.
姫様進化の借り受けた力を限定行使すればシャドウステップ
Within the swarm of ash demons, Celis' figure blurred. She dodged the attacks with her outstanding movements. Of course, this could not be done by an ordinary person. Celis reproduced the power of the Philosopher's Stone through the corruption. Raising her concentration and physical abilities to her limit, she fought the ash demons with minimal movement. However, you're being reckless, Celis. The danger did not only lie in physical terms. The high concentration of dust can quickly eat away at their bodies. That was not something she can dodge. In a few seconds, she came across the swarm. Celis must be accumulating more toxins in her body than her dust-proof fabric can protect her from. Celis. Shin dashed forth and held her as she collapsed helplessly after the swarm of insects passed. She has a terrible fever. We better cure her quick.
姫様なんという私をかばって
Let's retreat for now. Please assist me.
承知した
Sasha fired multiple heat rays toward the swarm of ash demons. During that time, Shin ran away from the battlefield with Celis in his arms. After retreating, the group found a cave in the rocky mountain that extended underground. A simple barrier should be enough for the time being. They were lucky to find a place like this near the battlefield.
姫様の様子はどうだ
I drained the dust out, so if she rests, her fever should go down. If it weren't for the Philosopher's Stone, she would have been in danger. The fact that she had been immunized by the corruption may have been why Celis didn't show corrosion symptoms.
ごめんなさい私のために
何をおっしゃいます姫様がかばってくれなければ私は今頃姫様は命の恩人です謝らねばならないのは私の方です
でもカイマ倒せずに
You did your best. We now know their characteristics, so if we fight them again, we won't lose. Shin spoke as he gently stroked her cheeks. Celis narrowed her eyes in comfort, but her cheeks were still hot.
先ほどの動きお見事でした迫り来るカイマを全て見切ってかわす様は戦場で舞踏を演じるがごとしそれに引き換え私は敵の本質を見誤り姫様に守られる始末自分の未熟を恥じるばかりです
She must have felt regretful. The major looked down as her clenched fist was shaking.
いいえサーシャは私のために進んで敵を引き受けようとしたのでしょうそれにあの力は本当は私のものではないの真が賢者の石の能力で
姫様それはどういう姫様
There was no response from Celis. She fell asleep on the bunk he made in the cave. Let's let her sleep. If her fever goes down, her strength should return and make her feel better.
そうだな
Placing her cloak as a blanket on Celis, the major stands up.
しかしあの力が姫様のものではないとは一体私の知る姫様とは確かに別人のような動きではあったが
Oh, that's... Shin explained the functions of the Philosopher's Stone. The enhancement of physical abilities can be lent to others through corruption. Oh no.
そういうことだったのか
Yeah, but you'd need to have a good knack to use these powers. In that respect, Celis is outstanding.
姫様は私が剣の手ほどきをしている時から才気にあふれていらしたからなもともと護身の技だけをお教えするつもりが私まで熱が入ってしまったほどだ
I see. The major smiled, thinking back to the past. Imagining Celis as a child practicing her sword skills, Shin also smiled.
そうだ貴様にそんな力があるなら私にも貸してもらえないだろうか
Oh no. Maybe not tell the full deal? Yeah. Huh. Huh?
外の海馬に今度こそ遅れを取るわけにはいかないからな。姫様のためにも私は名誉挽回の機会が欲しい。
Uh-oh. But Shin was stuck on his words.
どうした？私には渡せない力なのか？
That's not how it is, but
ならば頼む。身を挺してまで私をかばってくれた姫様のお心にどうしても報いたいんだ。
bro. Major Alexandra bowed her head deeply. Shin can't easily turn down a heartfelt request from a proud soldier. Major.
やはりダメなのか？私では。
That's not it. There's just a problem with how it's done. It requires a special technique. Oh no.
問題ない。どんな痛みも苦しみも耐えてみせよう。姫様も乗り越えられた道なのだろう。
It's something the princess has gone through. Oh no. Well, yeah.
教えてくれ。特殊な手段とは一体。
That's... After a long pause, he opened his eyes.
ん？
The major tilted her head in confusion as if she heard wrong. Gosh, looks like I have to tell her everything. Shin made up his mind. So, in order to lend my abilities, I have to share the corruption in my body. It resonates and amplifies the waves of the Philosopher's Stone and lets the other person develop the abilities. We don't exactly know how, but that's the secret of the Philosopher's Stone.
汚れ？
The major looked puzzled, but her expression suddenly changed.
まさか貴様、姫様とそのようなことを。
I had her consent.
問答無用！シスベス！
Whoa! The blade that the major drew out struck right above Shin's head. That was when Shin prepared for his death.
シン、起きて。シン。
Hmm? He heard someone calling his name. Shaken by his shoulder, Shin woke up from the depths of slumber. The sunlight seeping from the cave entrance was bright. He used his hand to cover his eyes. His eyes began to adapt as his blurry vision caught sight of Salas.
おはよう。よく眠っていたみたいね。
Salas, are you alright? How are you feeling?
ええ、おかげさまで。シンがダストを吸ってくれたおかげでもうなんともないわ。
Would have been fun if it was done through battle segment. Bro. Bro. Really? Shin reached out and placed his hand on her forehead. Her fever has gone down and it didn't seem like she was forcing herself. I'm glad. Your fever was terrible yesterday.
迷惑をかけてしまったみたいね。ごめんなさい。
Oh, it's nothing. As long as you're fine, it's all good.
ありがとう。それにしても。
Hmm? Salas peered to the side with a thoughtful look. Shin followed her gaze and found Sasha asleep on Shin's lap. Oh, wait, did they actually... No, don't tell me they actually did it.
一晩の間にずいぶんサーシャと打ち解けたのね。
This is...
どうした？騒がしいな。敵か？
Sasha.
耳元で呼ぶな。聞こえている。
Sasha didn't try to hide her grogginess as she woke up sluggishly.
おはようサーシャ。膝枕の寝心地はどうだった？
イザ枕？何を言って。
Sasha froze. Stopping midway from rising, she eyed both Celis and Shin.
これは姫様、もうお体の具合はよろしいのですか？
ええ、もうすっかり元気よ。昨日あんなに苦しかったのが不思議なくらい。
それは何よりです。姫様が倒れた時にはどうなることかと。
She must have been relieved. She let out a sigh of relief. Here we go with redundant sentences again.
そちらは大丈夫？私が眠っている間のことだけれど。
はい、何も問題はありません。カイマも結界のおかげでここを見つけられなかったようです。
私としてはシンがいつの間にかサーシャを愛称で呼んでいる理由が知りたいとこだけれど。
Well, a lot happened. A lot happened, huh? Shin put on a fake smile at Sal's eye of suspicion. So, about the dust. Now that the night has passed, the situation has gotten worse, so we better think of how to move next.
その通りだ。同じカイマに2度も遅れを取るわけにはいかないからな。
まあいいけど。
Cells continued to stare at them suspiciously, but eventually changed their mind. I analyzed the Ash Demon a bit after that. To gather that many Ash Demons, there has to be one commander.
つまり、その司令塔さえ倒せば敵は統率を失うと？
Yeah, that's the only way we can defeat the Ash Demons.
しかし、大量のカイマからどうやって司令塔を見分ければいい？
Let's use the Swarm's defensive response. When the Ash Demons form one big unit, they should move to protect the commander.
その守りの先に狩るべきカイマがいるということか。
Sasha unconsciously clenched her fist on her prosthetic hand. Shin turned around to look at the cave entrance. The dust was starting to block the morning sun. The barrier was reaching its limits. Guys, let's leave once we finish eating and come up with a plan. The two nodded and did a fierce look. The wastelands corroded by the dust turned into their territory. The huge swarm appeared like a colony, while the smaller ones were like troops that spread the dust. Shin and the others defeated the small fries as they charged toward the center once again.
これ以上ダストを広げさせるわけにはいかない。二人とも準備はいい？
Anytime.
お任せください。我がバトルアームが戦いののろしを。
Sasha fired her heat lasers toward the massive body. Flames erupted as a small ash demon burst into flames. This was the same as the day before. Reading the enemy's counterattack, Sasha took to action quickly and ran to the side of the swarm.
シン、どうだ？
There's a thick layer around that point. That's probably...
例の司令塔か。
Shin and Celis ran forth while slaying the insects that got in the way. They proceeded as they had planned. We won't lose this time. Oh, there's still an actual battle, huh? Okay.
自分の信念をどこまでも貫くまで。
We got an old log for that. Their joint attack applied damage to the Ash Demon. The Ash Demon dispersed into smaller bits and tried to swallow Shin and the others, but that simply meant the protection around the commander was growing thin. Celis, now's your chance. The target has shown itself.
激鉄形成ピアッシングアロー。
A sound like water being cut was heard as a blade shot out from Celis' ether gear. That turned into an arrow and flew toward the Ash Demon commander. The blow had such precision, like threading a needle, and it was truly the result of Celis' skills. However...
浅い。
Need to go. Take care. Alright. Let's get around still. Right before the arrow hit, the commander made another Ash Demon to protect itself. The tip of the rapier pierced its shield, but only grazed the target and failed to fatally wound it. Celis looked frustrated as she went to take countermeasures.
ごめんなさい、シン。しくじったわ。
No, that was enough. We now know where the main target is. Quickly, before it goes back to hide among the swarm. Go, Sasha.
心得ている。
Sasha replied as she raised the strength of her prosthetic arm. Sensing the threat from her, the scattered ash demons regathered to rush towards her.
それで車線を封じたつもりか。甘いな。
The massive swarm looming over Sasha resembled a giant arm. Her vision must be filled with the ash demons. However, Sasha does not seem worried. As if she could see her target beyond the swarm, she was calmly deciphering her enemy.
頭が冴え渡って敵の動きがスローに感じる。なるほど。これが賢者の石の恩恵というものか。
Blessing, huh?
これならばバトルアームレーザーシュート。
Rays shot out from her battle arm. The convergence rate increased as a needle-thin ray shot out. However, it went in the wrong direction, away from the Ash Demon commander. And there was... Alright, bullseye. Beyond the ray of light was Shin in midair. Even within the dust and Ash Demon swarms, the two can sense each other's presence with the link of the Philosopher's Stone. Sasha was aiming her laser at Shin. I'm still here. I'm just in never-ending phone call. The stream is quiet and the call is having, so all I hear is the occasional anime. Bruh. Shin crossed his arms quickly. He activated his blade and caught the ray with its side. Adjust Incident's ankle. Reflect. Bro, he's gonna... Okay, with his arms crossed, he adjusted the angle and positioning of his gauntlet. While its blade turned crimson, he reflected the laser and changed the direction. The flat, polished blade was specially made by Shin, who placed a spell in it for this purpose. Go! The reflected laser shot toward the commander. It was wary of Sasha and Celis, but Shin managed to catch it off guard. The opponent was struck from an unpredictable angle. Yeah! The commander, Ash Demon, exploded as it was pierced by the laser. In the next moment, the swarm changed. With the commander gone, the entire swarm began to lose control. Some crashed onto the ground while squirming, others collided as chaos spread among the swarm.
なるほど。司令塔がいなくなれば残っているのは右往の衆ということか。
Brushing off the small fries, Sasha muttered as she stepped away. But with this many, cleaning after them will be a hassle.
いいえ、どうやら応援が来てくれたようよ。
Huh? Shin turned where Celis pointed. Beyond the dust, several shadows were approaching them. Dolls?
マルチナたちが間に合ってくれたみたい。
The doll units began fighting the Ash Demons quickly. They seemed to be hunting the herd and making sure it did not disperse. I think we can leave the rest of the Ash Demons to the dolls.
こちらは疲れもあるし、巻き込まれないうちに引き上げましょう。
Okay. Shin nodded as he prepared to leave. Behind them, the explosions created by the dolls cleared out the remaining Ash Demons. The carriage made its way into the academy. As Shin and the others leapt down, they removed the dustproof fabric and dusted themselves off.
なんとか無事戻ってきたわね。早く体を洗いたいわ。
But we better finish reporting first. As Shin and the others left the administration, they began walking down the halls when Sasha approached them and saluted them earnestly.
先ほど本部に報告してきました。ロール部隊は海馬殲滅を終え、侵食現象も収束に向かっているようです。
Looks like Martin and the others took care of it.
私たちも報告を終えたところよ。これで一件落着かしら。
はい。姫様のお力添えのおかげです。それに
Sasha shifted her gaze to Shin.
貴様のこと少しは認めてやらないでもない。あの時よく私の呼吸を読んでくれたな。
What the? Oh no. It's good we planned it earlier. Also, I knew you won't waste the opportunity made by Celis either. Shin smiled and offered a hand. Sasha's eyes widened for a moment before she took his hand with her non-prosthetic hand.
本当にいいコンビネーションだったわ、二人とも。さすが賢者の石の力を貸与しただけあるわね。
はい。 この力はなかなかのものです。おかげでバトルアームの性能をこれまで以上に使いこなせて。
Sasha paused mid-sentence as her agitation was sensed by Shin as well. Celis, since when... Wait. Did the audio bug out? Bro.
別に怒ってるわけじゃないわ。必要に駆られてのことだったのでしょうし。でもそれならそうと言っておいてほしかったわね。隠すなんてやましい意識がある証拠よ。
Wait, she is mad. As Shin feared her stare, Celis turned around.
それじゃあ私は疲れたから戻らせてもらうわね。
お待ちください姫様。私は別にこの男のことは何とも思っては。おい貴様からも説明しろシン。あえて話さなかったのは病み上がりの姫様のご負担になると思ってのことだと。
Huh? Yeah, that's right.
もっとはっきり言わないかめめしいやつめ。やはり貴様など姫様にはふさわしくない。
Oi, isn't the topic different now?
うるさい。とにかくこうなれば謝罪あるのみだ。付き合ってもらうぞ。
Sasha caught up the silence as she continuously begged for her forgiveness. The desperation and mild humor eventually melted Celis' rage, and
もうわかったわよサーシャ。あなたは昔から冗談が聞かないのだから。
姫様。
まあその代わりシンには後でゆっくり話を聞こうかしら。
why? As Shin was left stunned, Celis smiled at him as if she were tormenting her prey. Well, there's Sasha, I guess. Okay, so we have a tiny bit of time. I can sort of get this started, I guess. Lunchtime at the workshop, and now turn to the team. The students of Harmonious College's bonds grow deeper. Okay. Mount Hollow was in a mountain range that took a few days on a carriage from the academy. After entering Kuglioso Academy, this grand volcano was where he held his first real fieldwork. The group was attempting to go to the summit where smoke and dark clouds of dust rose. At the inn they stopped by last time, the group heard something that caught their attention from the locals. The dust is increasing again?
簡単に計測したけど、オレブ山方面の濃度確かに上昇してるね。半月くらい前からだって。
お空の色真っ黒なの。
Looking at the distant skies, Henry spoke up. The summit of Mount Holub was covered by a black cloud mixed with dust.
マルちゃん、苦戦してるのかも。
The amount of dust that can't be burned away by the purification furnace is being generated again? Mount Holub's volcanic activity also had a hidden purpose to burn the dust. The volcanic crater called the purification furnace consumed the dust from the air using the fire origin Marduk's powers. But that wasn't the perfect solution. In the past, the furnace took in more than the allowable amount of dust and weakened the fire, causing Marduk to eclipse with it. Previously, Shin and the secondary Marduk joined forces to revive the purification furnace, but
マルドゥックはずっと戦い続けているのね。この地の大気を少しでもきれいにするために。
でも、献身であるウガルルムやアンズーが酷化したままじゃ苦しいはずだよ。先代の力だってまだ完全には戻っていないだろうし。
even for Marduk, we need to do the purification. They all nodded to Shin's words.
シンがマルドゥックと契約するのでしょ。アリア、マルドゥックと連絡を取ることはできないの？
ごめん、ダストが邪魔してて、私たちが直接マルちゃんの元まで行かないとダメみたい。
マルドゥック本体は河口にいる。 またあの山を頂上まで登らないといけないのね。
Marta College's camp is long gone, so we'll have to go up on our own this time. Mount Olive was covered in dust. The climb was tough, but they had to take battles against the Ash Demons into account. It would be a tough journey ahead, but not a single one of them in the group hesitated.
早く行こう、シ。強い火のエレメント、あそこにある。
Namtar.
カイマであるナムタルちゃんならダストの心配はいらないね。さすがに戦わせるわけにはいかないけど。
アリア、ナムタル、戦える。
でもそのためにダストを吸ったらシンとの契約があってもカイマの本能に引きずられるかもしれないし。
ダスト吸っちゃダメ？
Namtar tilted her head slightly. Shin patted her head. Don't worry, leave the battles to us. I'll protect you, Namtar.
守る？守る？守る？
Namtar repeated Shin's words with curiosity lingering in her voice.
リラックスしていきましょう。
Oh, okay, so that's why. So Namtar doesn't join your party. She just doesn't fight at all. Okay. Or maybe she will at some point, but right now she's not.
いいもの拾っちゃった。
自分の信念をどこまでも貫くまで。
いいもの拾っちゃった。日頃の研鑽の成果出てたかな。
Ooh, golden pelt.
やった。
I still haven't gotten any of the higher tier materials.
まあざっとこんなものね。
休むのも仕事のうちね。
That's a trap. So ignore the trap. Go around.
ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。よかった、見つけたのね。
まあざっとこんなものね。
使命のためにもっと強くなるの。
So this one's one way. Ooh, Orichalcum? I think that's the first Orichalcum we've gotten. Right? That should be the first Orichalcum we've gotten. Yeah.
Oh, 見つけた。ちょっと休憩していこうか。
日頃の研鑽の成果出てたかな？
これは嬉しいわね。自分の信念をどこまでも貫くまで。ここなら安心して休めるのだわ。
It was late in the morning on the third day since they began climbing. The group finally reached the summit. If they were forced to march up, they might have been able to reach it in 2 days, but they decided to conserve their strength in case of an emergency. Remembering their previous routes, Shin entered the crater near the summit from the hole in the side of the mountain.
相変わらずすごい熱気だね。じっとしてるだけで汗が滴ってくるよ。
この熱でダストを燃やしているのだから仕方ないのだわ。アリア、マルドックは。
Just as Cells began to speak, they heard something like an explosion. The ground near their feet shook to the point it became hard to stand still. What the?
まさか噴火？逃げなきゃ。
これは。
A strong roar reverberated off the rock walls as heat radiated from deep within. But that was a familiar presence. He felt more relief than fear as he ran forth. They charged through the meandering hole as they reached an open space. Marduk! Near the crater in the open area was the fire origin, Marduk. Marduk raised her massive rocky body as roars of flames erupt from the cracks on her back.
死んじゃねえか。アリアも一緒なのか？こんなとこまでよく来てくれたな。
Marduk. Distracted by the massive body, it took Shin a moment to notice Marduk's avatar standing next to him. It was her usual appearance as a human, aside from the horns and tail.
まるちゃん、久しぶり。おお。ろくな歓迎ができなくて悪いな。今日は何の用だ？
So, our research to purify the Hemius gods progressed, but were you in the middle of a battle? Shin asked as Marduk made a wry face.
あいにく、まあ、ちょっと厄介な客が来てて、俺もお前らに構ってる余裕はねえかも。
Shin followed Marduk's gaze as she looked up. A cluster of pale flames was facing Marduk. Within the flames were rocks of all sizes that floated as if they had a will of their own. Huh? Is that an ash demon?
変わり種でな。俺の炎効かねえ。それでちょっと手こずってたんだ。
What? An anti-flame ash demon? It almost feels like it's an existence that was created to stop the purification furnace.
シン、私たちで助立ちしよう。
Yeah, if that improved Mount Holop's condition. Shin opened and closed his fist to check the condition of his gauntlet. His fellow teammates readied for the battle against the ash demon and got into position.
お前ら戦ってくれんのか？悪いな、俺が不甲斐ねえばっかりに。
困った時はお互い様だよ。
それじゃあ、シン。
Yeah, let's defeat the ash demon. Sensing their hostility, the ash demon sent out a burst of heat waves, but disregarding that, Shin quickly closed in. It's immune to fire. Okay. Immune to fire, resistant to light. That's weird, actually. Ash demon that's resistant to light? And then weak to water and earth. I don't have any elements that it's weak to. Crap. Sorry, bro. I'd be a very quiet streamer. I think it can work sometimes. Kind of just depends. There are some streamers that just don't talk, right? I think they exist out there, but it has to be like something very specific for it to get people interested in that. We're making some good progress so far. We need more biomes. They're almost extinct. There's 2 left in the zoo and they won't reproduce. The battle at the crater continued back and forth. The ash demon controlling the dust swirling in the skies was hard to defeat, even with Marduk's support. But Shin didn't plan on just standing around and watching. After a few encounters, he began to pick up the opponent's traits. The core is hidden inside the flame. No matter how big it appeared to be, it only has one weak point. If we strike there, we can definitely defeat it.
でもどうやって？炎の中に届く攻撃手段なんて私たちには。そういうことなら俺に任せとけ。
Marduk spoke up as a loud rumble echoed from the rear. To the origin, Marduk moved its massive body and charged toward the Ash Demon. Clad in the flames of hell, she dove into the pale flames that enveloped the Ash Demon.
マルちゃん！マルドックの体当たりで炎に風穴が開いたの。
なんて強引な。人間なら骨さえ残らないような高熱なのに。
But now, the Ash Demon's core was floating in the open. Shin's eyes caught sight of that. But the opponent burned more of its flames. It wouldn't leave its weak spot showing in public. They couldn't waste the opportunity made by Marduk. Shin glared at the core floating as he aimed his gauntlet. Huh? A heat wave attacked him from the side. As it slid across the ground, a flaming whip extended towards him. The Ash Demon's arm? From there? They lowered their guard after being distracted by the core. Shin had carelessly forgotten about the Ash Demon taking the form of unnatural life forms. Shin grit his teeth as he took a belated evasive action, but...
守る
Namtar? Namtar ran in between Shin and the Ash Demon. Surprisingly, she grabbed hold of the flaming whip swinging toward her. What? Of course, her hand was burned as the embers transferred to her arms. Namtar, why did you do that? Shin attempted to use the blades on his gauntlet to cut the flames. But before he can, Namtar began to drain the dust that was creating the flames using her own Philosopher's Stone.
大丈夫平気見ろナムタルも戦えるお前も守れるぞ
Namtar. Even as an Ash Demon, she should feel pain. The heat and pain after grabbing hold of the flames must be unbearable, but Namtar still kept a smile on her face.
あいつみんなを傷つける敵無決心とどめさせ
Namtar's words encouraged him. Shin remembered what he was supposed to do and glanced back toward the Ash Demon's core. Huh? He ran up Marduk's toward the crouched Marduk under the core. Huh? He jumped onto her tail and dashed up her back to do another leap. The Ash Demon's flames were trying to regain firepower. It only took a few seconds to fire back up, all while trying to consume Shin's body with flames that slithered like snakes.
エアハンマーロケットスマッシュ
A strong blow hit him from behind. In the wind pressure that almost knocked him out, his eyes moved rapidly as his body drew closer toward the Ash Demon's core. Jeez, Arya using me like a bullet, but I'm thankful. Blade set. Knuckle bunker! A momentary clash. He thrust his fist to the core while generating a repulsive force from his gauntlet. He felt a firm strike. The hard stake protruding from his gauntlet shattered the Ash Demon's core. Yeah. Wait. I'm not stopping. Shin's body was tossed even higher into the air. Unable to stop the intensity of the wind Arya created, he began to fall while being tossed and turned. His vision was spinning so fast that he couldn't position himself. Ow.
あっちゃー着地のことまで考えてなかったよ
That's so cruel.
ごめんし大丈夫
Maybe not great. Shin grunted as he got up. The Ash Demon with its core destroyed was unable to keep its vessel and began to dissipate into dust. The dust then gradually headed toward the purification furnace left in the open. With the battle coming to an end, Shin's friends began to gather around him.
しっかりどこか怪我した傷は浅いわよさあ私の手を取って
Yeah. Helped by Celas, Shin managed to get up on his feet. That was when...
なんだてめえカイマか
Marduk? Marduk's avatar let out a shout as Shin turned to her. That was when he spotted her confronting Namtar. Hearing this reminded me I forgot to take my ADHD. The seed's going what? Bro. Oh wait, Marduk, Namtar isn't our enemy.
しでも何か様子がおかしいみたい
Huh? Namtar held spears in both her hands. It was especially made using dust and her Ash Demon skills. She was pointing the tip toward Marduk.
敵倒せ強い火のエレメント奪う
Yeah, her eyes went red. So... yeah, they have to get her under control again.
ナムタル
Did she lose her sanity from the dust she took in earlier? A red glint flashed in Namtar's eyes. She leaned forth so she can pounce on Marduk anytime.
上等だんなろ返り討ちにしてやるぜダメマルちゃん
Forgetting about the pain in his body, Shin darted out. Using the powers of his Philosopher's Stone to the fullest, he stepped in front of Namtar. Stop, Namtar. Even with Shin in front of her, her conscience did not return. From the rage of being interrupted, she became even more furious and attempted to swing her black spear at Shin. No! Shin gripped the hilt of her spear. He struggled against Namtar's force as she tried to stab him. His Philosopher's Stone power was raining dust, forming the black spear. That was replicating her actions when she tried to save Shin. Namtar's eyes shook in fear. Losing her black spear, her petite body cowered. Predicting this would happen, he gently held her. The fierce glint in Namtar's eyes disappeared. Yeah, her eyes are blue now, so it should be fine. Don't worry, you're fine. Thank you for protecting me earlier. Namtar's arms had burns caused by the Ash Demon's flames. Shin gently took her arm while trying to avoid her wounds. He gently kissed her fingertips. Yeah. With that said, Namtar lost her consciousness. Okay. Though her expression appeared to be a little proud.
シン、大丈夫なの？
Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, Henry, can you take care of Namtar? The dust was removed, so she shouldn't be dangerous.
わかったのだわ。ふう、それにしてもヒヤヒヤしたの。
Shin placed Namtar on the ground and left her under Henry's care. He then turned back to Marduk. Sorry to surprise you. She's an Ash Demon, but I formed a contract with her and she's cooperating with me.
カイマと協力？はあ、相変わらずとんでもねえこと考えんなお前ら。そんなのカイソの記録でだって聞いたことねえぞ。
Well, lots happened, and we actually got a lead to purifying heinous gods from Namtar.
過信帳か。そういえばさっきもそんなこと言ってたな。本当にできんのか？
They may be able to turn Ugarurum and Anzu back. Marduk's expression turned stern with that possibility. Shin explained to her the progress of their research and how they needed to form contracts to obtain primordial elements.
なるほどな。資源のエレメントを賢者の石に取り込んで錬金術でコアの代替物を作るか。
Do you think it's possible?
さーて、アスタルテの英知は俺の領分じゃねえしな。でもま、やる価値はあると思うぜ。
Arya already has this contract with you, so... Has a contract with you, so...
それは問題ねえぜ。俺くらいになると多重契約するくらいの度量はあるからな。
Alright, then let's... Excited, Shin couldn't help but to approach Marduk. But for some reason, she hesitated and slid back dynamically.
バカ、いきなり来んじゃねえよ。
Oh, sorry, but...
契約だろ。分かってんよ。でもあれだ、段取りがあんだから焦るんじゃねえ。私の時はすぐ終わったけど、それはオリジンのエレメントを委ねる時は普通の契約とは違うんだよ。
Oh no! Don't tell me! Wait! Oh no! Don't tell me! Forming a contract for an Origins element is just like freaking corruption. No way, bro! No! Something's weird. Finding her attitude to be awfully strange, Shin asked, "So, what do I need to do?"
はあ？んなこと俺の口から言わせんじゃねえ。お前ちょっとこっち来い。
Oh no, it actually is. Wait, okay, hold on. As much as I want to go continue this right now, we kind of don't have time. So I think we're gonna stop here. This is a crazy stopping point. Holy shit. Yeah. We're gonna continue this. We're gonna continue this on Thursday, and we're gonna figure out if forming a contract with the Origins is gonna be a similar process. Contracts to be going wild nowadays. I think we have a confirmation that all of the primordials are feminine, right? So, uh-oh. I think we know where this is going. But anyway, we're gonna continue this. We're gonna continue this next Thursday. For the next stream, Saturday, this Saturday, we'll be continuing our Batua half campaign in Victoria 3. Yeah. That'll be fun. Thanks to Steel, Spar, and right. I have to be very careful with scrolling. No skipping scenes. That's not up to me, Spar. Thanks to Steel, Spar, and Kangef Bahandi for dropping by. And for everyone else, whenever you're watching from, whether it's live or the VOD, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch, have a good day, good night, take care. And I'll see you on Saturday for some economy product. Sorry, the way it was meant to be told. If it didn't get me banned, I would have done that, but it's gonna get me banned, so anyway, I'll see you guys on Thursday.